New reaction today from Congresswoman Elise Stefanik after she pulled her nomination for UN ambassador. A shocking move, as it appeared she was sailing through the process. And here's what she told Fox News today.
But most importantly, Maria, I was proud to be the nominee for the United Nations. It is so important that we step up as a team in so many ways, and I am doing that, and it's been universally praised, and we're going to continue moving forward.
Joining me now is Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, Democrat from Michigan, and a friend to us. It's nice to see you again, Congresswoman. Did this surprise you? What do you think the reason is for it? And was it a move of her own doing, or was she pushed?
So, Alex, it's good to see you. Happy Sunday. It did not surprise me. And honestly, I'm not part of inner circles, so I don't know whether she was pushed or volunteered. I think reality hit home that Republicans are in trouble, that on the ground, you saw the state Senate seat in Pennsylvania that was a 20-point red seat, and a Democrat won that seat. The races have tightened in Florida. They have a very small margin in the House, and they can't afford to lose any votes. So I think a very pragmatic decision was made. I think she was sailing through to clear her nomination. I suspect she's probably a lot disappointed since she was making a farewell tour. But if you're a pragmatic Republican, they've got vote count issues in the House.
But does this give Democrats hope that Republicans had to resort to these drastic measures, worried they were going to lose another House seat?
Okay, I want to say this. We have to have hope. We can't stop fighting. But if you're on the ground, like I am, I've been all weekend, people are mad at everybody. And so we can take nothing for granted. We have to be out there talking to people. They have to see us standing up for what they care about. And more importantly, they have to see us deliver. So, yes, I think it shows that Republicans are worried, but Democrats can take nothing for granted and have a lot of work to do, too.
Yeah. Let's move on to the tariffs and the impact of the auto industry. United Auto Workers Union President Shawn Fain made a case for the auto tariffs to CBS. Take a listen.
Like I said, we've seen 65 plants in the Big Three close. Look, right now, as we speak, in Wisconsin, we have a Deere plant threatening to be closed, and their work being threatened to go to Mexico. We have a heavy truck plant at Freightliner, Volvo, and Mack Truck in Pennsylvania being threatened to be taken to Mexico. There is plenty of opportunity, and I've had companies tell us point blank that they're going to have to bring product back here if those tariffs are implemented.
Do you agree that these tariffs will bring manufacturing back, especially to your state, Michigan?
So I am not somebody that's against tariffs like so many of my other colleagues. I think tariffs are a tool in the toolbox. I do not agree with the way that it's been done when a hatchet has been taken across everybody and giving nobody time to adjust their production. Autos can't turn on a dime overnight. The announcement this week is confusing. People are still trying to interpret it. They don't know for sure how it's going to impact them, so that's going to have to be figured out. But I'm going to tell you something, point blank. I think NAFTA was one of the worst pieces of trade policy we ever had. It's why I said and told you in 2016 Donald Trump was going to win the election. I think we should stop treating Mexico and Canada the same. They're two very different trading partners. We need industrial policy. You can't do this overnight, but we do need to bring manufacturing back to this country. And it's not only autos. We need to get more steel production here. That's a national security issue. So while the way in which we're doing it so quickly has me concerned, tariffs are a tool that we need to be using. We need production back in this country.
Okay, but you mentioned Canada, Michigan neighbors Canada. Given the tariffs, what kind of products, services, are you worried about the rising costs? Your constituents, what are they telling you?
I'm hearing both. I've been in the union halls. They're a little worried about increased costs, but I've also heard union members tell me we're glad to see someone finally fighting for us. I don't think Canada is the same trading partner that Mexico is. I want to be really clear about that. And I think people don't realize how many times the park goes back and forth over a border at times, and 4 or 5 times. And production decisions have been made based on this. But we have more of a level playing field with Canada. Mexico, there's no such thing as a level playing field. USMCA address some of it, but it's time to renegotiate USMCA. Canada would never let China put a plant in it and then call or market themselves as North American product. China's going to try to do that in Mexico. That's got to be stopped, and we should be renegotiating right now. And they don't have, the unions are very difficult there. It's a little better than it was, still a problem. They don't have occupational and safety standards and environmental standards. We're not on level playing field.
Yeah. Last question quickly, that being the overall consumer confidence, which is slipping, reaching, in fact, a new recent low. What are you hearing at those town halls that you're going to this weekend?
I think people are worried. University of Michigan's Consumer Confidence Survey, which has been one that people have used for a very long time, for the fourth month in a row, was down. Go into the grocery store like I did this morning. People are coming up and saying, what are you going to do? How are we going to how are we going to lower these? And I'm tired of everybody fighting. Why can't you all get your acts together and do something about prices? So I think it's an issue for all of us.
All right, Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, it's always good to talk with you, my friend. Thank you much.